Esther, it's so great to be here with you. Thank you for sitting down with us first. You're not usually giving a lot of interviews.
No, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to me about my program, which I'm very excited about.
Well, we're excited about it too, because it really gets into the heart of what EWTN is meant to do, which is to help Catholics live an integrated life, where your faith and your life come together and are infused. So tell me a little bit about this apostolate that you kicked off.
Yeah. So this started like around 8 years ago in Washington, D.C. And I noticed that, like what you said, people would go to Mass and then would go home, and then the rest of the week they forgot everything about the Mass and the readings, etc. And then I thought, well, there's more to living our faith than just going to Mass or teaching Mass to our kids or whatever. It's living it in every day, like at work, at home, on the street, driving. That's a good one.
That's very important.
So then I started doing these talks, and when I started, it was specifically for women, Spanish-speaking women in the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. And so I started those talks, and it was like we usually teach a theological point, a small thing, and I teach it, and then I show them how they can apply it in their ordinary lives. So what does that mean to have joy? How can I have that joy in my life every single moment of the day, no matter how bad things are going, no matter how much I'm suffering?
Yes.
So for example, joy or hope or whatever, all these different concepts that are very important in our faith. But once we leave church, we forget about them, and we don't know what to do with them, really. So that's why I started this program. I started with women in Spanish.
Yes.
But then I noticed that some husbands would come to the talks, and they would sit in the very back and shyly. And then I said, well, you can come. So they would start coming, and then I would just open it for everybody. Because I noticed that
the need was there.
Faith is faith, and there's a need for everybody. So yeah, that's how it happened.
A lot of people are shy as lay people to teach and to engage in the faith in a public way. Before I ask you that question, you're a convert.
Yes.
And that conversion story, did that influence how you started your apostolate?
Absolutely.
And why?
Yeah. So you read in the Gospels, once you get the call, once you are transformed, you want to share that. And that's what happened to me. I grew up in a very secular home in Barcelona, in Spain. We didn't practice our faith. We didn't go to Mass. I was baptized and I did my first communion, but it was just a tradition mostly than anything else. And so once I had that big conversion in my heart, I had kids already, and I thought that I have to share. And I had this zeal, that enthusiasm that it came from God, because it was not something I made up. And so that's when I started to share that faith. And then I thought, people like me that are so cynical about the church, and that was me.
Yeah.
I think I can teach or I can understand where people are, and then with my personal stories I can teach the faith maybe in a different way than the priest saying a homily, or somebody who has been a Catholic his or her whole life.
Yes.
I wasn't. I was like one of those anti, everything church, everything. Spain, Spain is a very secular country right now, unfortunately. So, by the way, my family is still very secular. I'm the black sheep. So, try to convey my conversion, my transformation to other people. That's what I want to do.
So then how did you feel empowered to do this? You're not a bishop, you're not a priest.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, very humbly. I don't want to be super Rolling Stones famous. No, I just want to very humbly touch hearts. And I'm studying theology. I'm preparing myself, because I cannot do this just by talking, and prayer.
Oh.
So basically, those are the three things that help me.
Would you say that that's what the laity needs, to do those three things in order to also be teaching? Because we want everyone teaching the faith and sharing the faith.
Yes. Our faith is so rich. And when you talk to Catholics that don't really know their faith, you realize how much they're missing and how misguided they are about a lot of things. And those are things you cannot just explain like drinking coffee. It has to be more than that. So that's why I thought I need to get those concepts that are so important in our faith and bring them to my life and with my personal stories, tell people how they can live those concepts and understand them. But to do that, I need to study myself. Otherwise, I can't. And I need to pray. Those are the two things. And so, very humbly, slowly, but without stopping.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope that you can share this message with many people around the country and around the globe who need to hear it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.